So, this is it, the last episode of the year, the season finale of My Life Season 3. It's been one heck of a year. Are you sick of hearing my voice? I know I am. So we've come a long way this year. We've had a lot of fun adventures with some really fun people. So I thought, what better way than to start the season finale than to have a look back at everything we've done so far this year. It's really weird thinking back to how this year began. It's a really crazy thought to me. So the series started last Christmas when me, my mum, my dad and my sister flew over to the UK in secrecy to surprise the rest of my English family. That was one heck of a Christmas. It was awesome. But after that we found ourselves flying over to New York for New Year's. Awesome time there. It was like being in a movie. Everywhere you look, it was like being in a movie, seriously. And then I started film school, but not before one last dumb adventure with Fergus. Soon after that, film school began. I've spoken a lot about that on this channel, but the one thing I do want to say is that my priorities really changed here. They shifted from a focus on filmmaking for YouTube for a filmmaking for my film school. And it obviously made uploads suffer on the channel. They were nowhere near as frequent as they used to be, but sometimes you have to prioritize like that. Another major thing that I did this year was I successfully managed to run a half marathon. Boy, that was a lot of fun. So that brings us back now to here in the present in December 2019. I just had my 21st birthday a week or so ago. That was a lot of fun. And I got this super sweet chair from my parents. Look, it's like a proper, actual, legit director's chair. Isn't that just freaking awesome? I think so. Thanks, Mum and Dad. And just a few days ago, we had our end of year showcase event for my film school, and that was awesome. We had an entire cinema booked out, not just one individual screening theater. We had the entire venue of the cinema booked out, which was such a crazy, surreal experience. This year has been a year full of absolutely great experiences, and I've made some great friends along the way. That makes it so much more special. But one thing that I think it is always important to remember is that you don't forget the people that were there from the get-go. The people that made you who you are, they mean a lot. I'm talking about two of my high school creative friends, Daniel and Connor. We've taken some different paths over the last year, so I thought it'd be a good idea to see what they've learned and also just to catch up. Alright, so let's start with like something kind of, I guess, simple. How was your 2019 as a whole?
This year I think was a big transition year for me, you know, kind of going from one place to another and also figuring out what I want in the future.
I'd say it was alright.
Yeah.
I'd say the first 6 months was pretty great. I'd say. I'd honestly say I was pretty damn happy. I wasn't uploading as much as I wanted to, but I feel like I was getting my shit together a little bit. I think this is the first time I've really looked at myself and been like, you need to change some things. And I think the last 2 months, right around November time, I've really started to get things together a little bit, started to make some changes. The biggest thing I'll take away from this year is the fact that I feel like I can now acknowledge the stuff I need to change about myself.
That's cool, because my next question was going to be, have you learned something? So you say you're a bit more like self-aware?
I've just noticed a lot more thoughts about myself and stuff that needs to change, and it's almost like if I don't change this now, it's going to become a lot more of a problem in the future. I learned that I can be a lot more creative than I think I can be if I actually stick my head down and work on something. I feel like I can actually get it done.
I think the biggest thing I did learn was what I want, you know. Like I said, getting to live out of home and getting to have the full-time job were really great things, and I think those do fit into what I want generally, but it also reminded me that while I'm doing that, I don't want to become stale and stagnant and just kind of doing the same thing over and over. I want to be doing videos. I want to be on stage performing in musicals or doing stand-up, or I want to make sure I'm not losing my passion for creativity.
So would you say like what you wanted in terms of your like creative output, has that changed?
It has changed a little bit. I think that I have started to realize more so that doing something live and just doing it can be more valuable than, let's say, you're spending 10 hours editing a video or whatever it is.
I've learnt when I need to get help, I'd say.
Okay, yeah,
Which is something that I appreciate.
That's a good thing.
About myself, if I can say that without sounding like a like a vain twat.
Do you feel like as a creative or a filmmaker or whatever,
Yeah.
do you feel like over the past year your intention of what you want out of the videos that you make, has that changed at all for you?
I finally found that, almost style that I wanted to make. And that's a good thing. Like, I feel like it took me a very long time to be like, when I started, I was very like, I was a huge Casey Neistat copycat. I'd like to say I'm not now. Maybe I'm just bullshitting. But I try and do my own things. I try not to use vlog music. I take things a lot more from movies now, which I like. Like when I do the titles, I always do like the Connor Hannon Presents, and I always do the title of the video.
Yeah.
It's like in the titles. I like that because it's almost cinematic. I like to make
These conversations went on for a while, and they were both very precious to me. It's clear the two of them have learnt a lot and have a good idea of where they're going in the future. This led me to reflect on myself and what I've learnt this year.
I think on reflection, 2019, I did learn a lot, and I've made a lot of videos about stuff that I have learned, and I'm sure a lot of stuff will come up in future videos. But I think something that was playing in my mind, or that I was thinking about, was the need to sacrifice in life. Obviously, going from last year where I wasn't really doing too much of myself to this year where I was doing full-time at uni, I had to learn to sacrifice. I had to say no to events with friends and stuff like that and prioritize my schoolwork, which I honestly didn't have that much of an issue adjusting to, but it was still a big learning curve. But then even within film school, the sacrifice of, the film might not turn out the way you want it to because you have to sacrifice an element in order for another element of it to work. Sacrifice is just a really big part of life, and I think that's something that maybe you can think about, and it's something that I've thought about quite a lot this year. And I guess sacrificing time with friends is one of the reasons why those chats with Dan and Connor meant so much to me, because I could just caught up. I mean, we had cameras on for bits of it. We also just had a chat with the cameras off, and it was just nice to sort of spend a day where I got to chat to both of them. It was just really cool and really nice. And hearing what they've learned and how they've evolved over the year really gave me a lot to think about and will allow me to improve myself as well.
So that's a wrap on 2019. The three of us have come a long way on our journeys together and as individuals. We've learnt a lot, but the main constant is the need to create, and I doubt that's going to change anytime soon.
I want to be doing videos. I want to be on stage performing in musicals or doing stand-up, or I want to make sure I'm not losing my passion for creativity.
I've never been able to say I'm doing the best I can with anything really in my life. So I want to say I'm doing the best I can with uploading, with being healthy, with being the person I am. I just want to say I'm doing the best I can.
I can't believe we're at the end of 2019. It has been a weirdly quick year, but it's also weird for me to think back to before everything went down. So this is the last vlog of the year, the last video of the year actually. Thanks so much for everyone who supported, everyone that's joined the channel this year. Really means a lot. I'm going to take a few weeks off uploading because I am on my break right now and I'm going away, and I want some time to chill out and stuff. But, I love making these videos and stuff like that, so of course there will be more videos coming out in 2020 sometime in January. Thank you again for watching this Greeny Productions video. Hope you had a great Christmas and have an even better New Year. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.